Hello, my name is Andrew Parr. Welcome back to Successful Hypnotherapy Masterclass. Now, part one, we learned about why this particular type of hypnotherapy I've developed, that also incorporates elements of coaching and counseling and psychotherapy and more, has actually been described as possibly the kindest, quickest, and most effective form of personal therapy available. And how, when you can implement this with clients, they not only refer people to this kind of therapy as a whole, but they refer them specifically to you. And that is incredibly important for creating referrals in your business. And we wanted to discover how, instead of trying to be clever and complicated and use all sorts of complex tools and tricks and techniques, which are interesting and fascinating, and I do teach those, but instead of having to rely on those, when we can help the clients solve their own problems, they actually go deeper and have these incredible deep transformations within themselves. And then thank you for it profusely as if you're a miracle worker. And actually, all you really need to do is follow some guidelines and set that process going and keep that client roughly on track, and they will get to the resolution of their problem. Now, when you put these two things together, we get this incredible opportunity for changing people's lives. There's so many opportunities around. We get a process that actually works incredibly well. And all you have to do is follow that process. And the next step then is about how to actually begin to get those clients into your world in the first place, to kind of set the business side of it going. Because being a successful hypnotherapist really is about being able to help people and being able to make a living or make a business out of it if that is what you want. Okay, you can do this for a pure interest, that's absolutely fine. But if you want to create a full or part-time income, you do need to know how to build a practice, how to build a business, and that's what we're going to look at right now. Now, way back in the early 90s, when I first started training, first started practicing, I did all the usual things that people did back then. I made leaflets, I made brochures, I made business cards, all that kind of stuff, and it was kind of okay. You know, there was no internet then, there was no websites. It was really very standard advertising practices, and I tried a few things, and it kind of some worked, some didn't, and I maybe got 1 or 2 new inquiries every week. And I was at a social gathering of some hypnotherapists back then, and they were chatting about how they got their Yellow Pages ad sorted yet. And I had actually turned down the Yellow Pages guy who called me because it was too expensive, and I told them this. And they looked at me as if I was the naive new kid on the block, which actually I completely was at that time. And they go, "What? You have to be in the Yellow Pages?" I said, "Really? Yeah, okay." So I went home from there, managed to get hold of the sales rep who just about with the deadline got me into the next edition. And my inquiries shot through the roof. Instead of getting 1 or 2 inquiries per week, I was getting 3, 4 inquiries every single day. My business just rapidly accelerated. And it was an incredibly important lesson to me. There's 2 things there. One, I needed to actually set up a system for paid advertising that sent a steady flow of new clients into my business. And 2, I needed to listen and pay attention to what established people were already doing, because if they've been doing it for a while, they must be doing something right. So rather than just reinventing everything, I should actually pay attention to some of the more established practitioners. And that's what I want to look at today, is how you can begin to do that yourself, because the Yellow Pages, that big thick book, has shrunk down and disappeared nowadays. But there are even better methods available for promoting your services. 2 of the simplest ones are either Google or Facebook, for example. When you understand Google advertising, then you can be listed at the top of Google literally within 30 minutes. You can have a small ad running for a very low cost, £5, £10, £20, just to test it out, see how it works, rather than committing to hugely expensive newspaper and magazine ads, which I tested out when I first started. You can be online using social media literally within 30 minutes, an hour, and test with small amounts of money and see what works. And that is the way I usually suggest to people to get started. Make a very simple website, get a very simple advert going, and just make that work. And if you spend a small amount of money here and you get a client booking from it, then that ad is in profit. You've made some money, okay? And if you just repeat that, then you will get another client come to see you. And the moment those clients come to see you, if you follow the first 2 secrets I've already shared with you, they then become a walking business card for you, and your business begins to expand exponentially. It doesn't just happen in a week or a couple of weeks. It takes a while. Anybody who promises you it happens overnight is not quite being entirely honest, shall we say. These things take a while to build up. But if you put the work in and you follow the system and you just start and you keep going, it will eventually take off and work for you. And that's all you have to do. The biggest success secret I can give to anybody is start. Just do something. And often I joke with students on my courses about websites, and I say, look, if you're not embarrassed about your first website, you spent way too long on it. You just get something going, you start, and then you improve it as you go along. Now, there's something else I want to mention while we're on this topic, and that is that most people coming into this world of therapy or hypnotherapy have a false assumption, which causes them a big problem. They believe that if they do an accredited training course and they join an accredited association, that somehow that association will send them enough clients. And it's a nice idea, but it's an utter and complete myth. If you rely on a membership organization or an accredited organization to send you the clients just because you're a member of them, then your business will never take off in the way you need it to. And I've seen this hundreds of times over the years. I've tried it myself hundreds of times with students and practitioners as well. You have to set up a steady flow of clients from a paid advertising system. And it doesn't need to be expensive. It just needs to be at a price you can afford that actually works. And the simplest way to do that, as I said earlier, is to find people who are already doing it and just model what they're doing. Just tweak it slightly, find where they're advertising, what kind of thing they're doing, and just look at that, change it for your area, change it for your wording, and then you get this brilliant system for sending a steady stream of clients into your business, into your practice. So I hope you're beginning to see how this 3-step plan comes together now. Once you know how to create deep and lasting transformations in people, those people can then go out and become walking business cards for you, because you'll be offering probably the kindest, the quickest, the most effective form of personal therapy available. Secondly, you do not need to be super clever yourself to do this. You just need to have a genuine desire to help people, an ability to set a certain process going and follow that through. And as you have that genuine desire to help people and you follow that process through, those patients, those clients will begin to come to these realizations and release themselves of problems they've been holding on to for many, many years. And once you've learned how to do step 1 and step 2, the third step is simply to set up some kind of residual advertising system at a price you can afford that sends new inquiries into your business and creates an income for you. Now, that income can be full-time, it can be part-time, and everybody's definition of what success is slightly different. For some people, that just may be 1 or 2 clients a week, 1 or 2 clients a month. For others, it could be 10 to 15 clients a week, or 1 or 2 clients a week and running workshops. But there are so many other possibilities you can do as well, including creating products and online courses and creating apps and a whole range of ways which you can package the information and the knowledge to expand the offering of your business and create different products and services in an incredible variety of ways. And I do go through those as part of my training courses. But now the question to ask is, putting all these 3 secret steps into action for yourself, can you begin to see how this could work for you? Can you see how you could begin to help people? Can you see how you could begin to create maybe a full or part-time income, a full or part-time business from this, helping people with an incredible sense of reward? Because if you can, and I hope you can, and I hope you're inspired and excited by this, the natural next step is, well, how do we do this? How do we get started? And how does the training work? And all those questions about certification and qualifications and all that kind of stuff. And we're going to go through that in the special bonus video I've made for you. So do join me there and we can answer all those questions and show you exactly how you can get started right away.